I love this.
You can't get into racing shape not riding a dirt bike. It's almost
100%.
impossible.
I've never heard an athlete on this podcast say that.
He can be almost everyone else out there, but it's now him and his brother.
Him and his brother. It concerns me is when Jet wants to turn it up, Jet can turn it up.
100%.
I struggled a lot with just like, am I going to forget? Am I going to get back on the bike and like be lost? You do one lap and everything comes back to you right away.
Yeah, some people cave and some people succeed. Like, yeah, it's always nice having pressure, knowing you have to do well.
Yeah, you have
Because then you're like,
There's-
you're just on your A game all the time.
And I think that's what makes Aiden so good is he creates pressure for himself.
Yeah.
He does it on purpose.
Yeah.
450.
450's coming down to the wire, dude.
It's
I mean, I think it's
interesting one.
guaranteed that Hunter's going to win.
There's two people I want to see. I really want to see Roxon win it, and I really want to see Hunter win it.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys? I am Degidio, and we are back with another episode of the Jaxxon Podcast, proudly brought to you by Jaxxon, the #1 men's jewelry brand in the world. We just dropped our brand new Jaxxon watches. This right here is a one-of-one Jaxxon watch, not out yet. But Bierman's got the Cole Hoshman on. Twitch has got the Twitch edition. And we have a very special guest, ladies and gentlemen, Julien Beaumer! Juju!
Yeah, Juju.
Who knew Juju? Who knew Juju? Hello, Knock Knock, he's back. Hey, button up the buttons and loosen up the collar. You're back on a bike, brother. Come on. There we go. Let him know. Let him know, dude. Juju's back on a bike. This is day one, so we had to bring him in. This is a very special episode.
Straight from the track to the pod.
Very special episode.
Respect.
Twitch called me. He said, yo, Juju's riding. I said, call Juju right now. Get his agent on the line. Got his agent on the line. Yo, what's going to take to get Juju here? Say, case of Red Bulls. Done. Say less. Boom. Juju, welcome.
We're in.
Thank you. I see you with the Garmin, taking your health very seriously. Next time we'll put an Apple Watch on that thing, and then maybe Jaxxon. You know what I'm saying?
There's levels.
How's
There's
it feel?
levels.
Thank you.
Hey, he's the factory lights rider, so you got to pay up. You want to get a watch on him, dude.
You're a factory. What? Huh? Look like a Formula One driver, MotoGP. You got the sponsors. You got the whole
That's
thing
even
going
more
on.
expensive.
They make you wear all this.
This is money.
Yeah. They said, oh, you doing press? Agent said you'll put the polo on. But he made you button it up. You don't got to button it up around here. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Look at Twitch. You think
It's
Twitch
relaxed.
ever wore
It's a
anything with a
relaxed
button? Twitch never wore anything with a button.
If I do, it's to the top.
Oh my God. Come on.
He was,
Come on, man. Twitch gone wild. Shout out to
can
the Foos.
confirm he was a groomsman in my wedding, and he was buttoned all the way to the top. Dude, that tie was
how we
choking
roll.
him.
Hey, the first ever podcast we ever did where we were trying to be serious, Twitch showed up in a maroon suit. No, you look
I
like
came down. I'm like, I'm gonna fuck with these guys. I rolled up in because it was the Astafin.
Yeah.
So I rolled up in a full suit. I'm like, I'm just gonna look like a full dickhead today.
I said, there's no way this is serious. Look like a pimp from Reno. Juju, how's it feel to be back on a bike?
Feels good. Yeah.
Yeah?
It's been a long, I'd say we're right around 7 months now. So it's been a long time coming, but I'm excited and ready to get after it.
How was today? Fun?
Good.
Just to get back out there again?
Yeah, just to enjoy riding. I think you don't know how much you really love it until it's taken away from you. And
100%.
the last 7 months have been tough not being able to ride. So
Yeah, like the first week, you're like, all right, it's whatever. Like, I'll relax and I'll enjoy it. But then you're like, everyone's riding. Everyone's getting better than me. Like, what am I supposed to do right now? Like, that's the worst part about being hurt.
Yeah.
Because you know everyone else is like, they're still going at it hard.
Yeah, for sure, and especially watching all the races. And I felt like I had a good chance at competing for the title this year in Supercross, and to watch everyone go out at Anaheim 1 and not be there, and it was tough, but I'm excited to be back and ready to get after it. So,
Whoa, your first race back be Paula? You just go straight in outdoors?
yep,
Nice.
straight to Paula.
There's got to be motivation there, though, sitting like on the sidelines, like wanting it so bad that it just builds this extra like motivation to want to get back to your thing. And then like today, like once you did it, it's like, oh, you like never forget how much you forget, or you don't forget how much you miss it, but then you get back to it and then you're like, oh, there it is. Like I knew how much I missed it. By
You literally just get, like, I remember every time coming back from being hurt, I just get the biggest smile on my bike. When I started, I'm like gearing up. I'm like, I'm riding today. Like, I just get so stoked.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I think the hardest part for me was I was able to start training off the bike in December. So I started training off the bike, and every week I'm just like calling the doctor, hey,
I feel good. You think I can go on a couple laps?
Let's
can I
go.
hit the turn track?
They originally wanted me to wait until I had gotten the hardware removed.
Yeah, I just recently saw you in the hospital. Where you had another surgery?
Yeah, I had surgery 2 weeks ago to take all the metal out. So only was off the bike for 2 weeks, thankfully, and got back
Quick
on the bike
turnaround.
today. Yeah,
Wait,
yeah, really.
what did they have to take out of you?
I had 8 screws and 2 rods. Yeah,
Sitting where?
lower back, so L1 through 5.
That hurts having that in?
Yeah, it was pretty brutal. I think I rode for 4 weeks with it in, and it was, some days were fine, and some days you would land wrong and pain everywhere.
How was it coming back your first day? Like, I know everyone's always like, oh, you guys get sore? Like, after your first day riding back, like, you can do all the gym work you want, but I feel like when you ride the first time, like, there's so many more muscles that are sore afterwards.
Oh, yeah, it's not even close to the same.
Yeah.
You can't get into racing shape not riding a dirt bike. It's almost
100%.
impossible. As much
Really?
as, I mean,
Yeah.
I think I train.
Hold on, we got to pause on that for a second. I've never heard an athlete on this podcast say that. You cannot get into shape without riding a dirt bike.
Yeah, it's impossible to get into shape to race a 30-minute moto without.
Yeah.
Riding
and
dirt bike,
you
for sure.
can try to emulate every muscle that you'd use on a bike in the gym, but you physically cannot use those muscles without the vibration and the inertia of up and down off the bumps and the heat and everything.
They don't make
else.
a machine for the gym that causes like
No, there's
inertia
just
or
certain motions
vibration?
that you do on a motorcycle that you cannot replicate. off
Yeah,
the
and
bike.
there's certain like vibrating plates that you can do exercises on, but that's
Yeah.
only so much that like nothing compares to how much a dirt bike actually like vibrates and stuff, and then how much other muscles you're using. It would be the same for I'm sure surfers in the water. If you're not out there paddling all the time, your paddle muscles are weak because you're not doing it. You know, same thing.
I talked to Luke Rockwold, like after he injured his leg, he talks about the recovery and then kind of like the subconscious battle, knowing like that mental battle, knowing like, hey, in the back of your mind, if I hit this guy too hard or if I check a kick too heavy, you know, I could potentially injure myself again, damage myself again. And it's not really the pain, but it's the idea of sitting out, losing money, not getting fights, not getting contracts. And that's a battle. And then all of a sudden you kind of eventually break down this wall. What's like the biggest wall you've had to break down getting back on a bike?
I think for me, and I've heard a lot of other guys have struggled with this, when you sit there and you're watching everyone ride, and obviously the sport's so demanding, I struggled a lot with just like, am I going to forget? Like, you sit there, you're watching TV, you're watching film from last year, like, you're like, am I going to get back on the bike and like be lost? And it's something that you always sit there, even going to the track on day one, I was like,
Let's see what we got.
yeah, let's see how bad this is going to go. And you do one lap and everything comes back to you right away. And it's
Yeah.
like, wow.
And I'll say too, like I've had a lot of injuries, but me wanting it so much when I've been injured, usually when I get back on the bike, I'm questioning like, do I still know how to do this? Am I going to remember? And usually when I come back, I'm like almost better
Almost
than when I
better.
left because I want it so much, you know? And I think that could probably be similar to what you riding today. You're like, fuck, I didn't forget, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And I think you watch so much film, you figure out. I mean, I've broken down everyone completely to the way Davies hits the whoops, to Hayden starts. I mean, I've done just about every bit of studying I can do. And it's, I think for me, it's almost made me better coming back to riding. And you get on the bike for the first couple days, and especially when I was in Florida riding, I was just on a turn track for a little bit, and I was able to just focus on trying to get foot position perfect, trying to make sure I was at the right spot when I sit, and things like that you don't think about when you're in race mode.
More comes second nature, but when you can actually have time to work on it,
Dude,
that's
unreal.
what comes second nature is what you learn.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
and even watching film, like day one, I noticed I would watch film of like the way some people, like Prado's really, really far on his toes.
Yeah.
And like I tried to work on that for the first couple days, and I think that's something like it's so easy to adapt to when you watch it time and time and time again.
Yeah.
And I spent so much time over the last 7 months watching film that it came like that.
Yeah.
It's almost like practice comes permanent. You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
if you practice it enough, it's going to stay.
100%. On one of the pods, Twitch brought up something about Jet's riding style. And I remember Nyjah looked to Jet and said, Jet, me and you are very similar because we're both really light on our feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that actually mean for like the person that's watching this and trying to learn what you guys do on a bike? Because obviously I had the pleasure and the duty of living with Jet for 2 months and living, with this guy, listening to him talk about bikes. I never realized how obsessed he actually was with riding. I never thought he really cared, honestly. I know that's bad to say because he's such a fun guy, doesn't really talk about it, but I've never seen a kid that's all he watched on YouTube.
When you're hurt, that's all you miss. It's like, you know what I mean? Like you're so used to doing this one thing every single day. It's all you think about. It's all you dream about. You know what I mean? It's like, so when you get back on, you're so ready to go.
Yeah. So he's obsessed with it. And I talked to him every time he would watch it. We watched all the races. He's watching his brother. He's texting everybody in the pits, but he kept talking about being light on his feet, talking about his body, his positioning. What does that mean to you, being light on your feet?
I try to base it a lot off like if you watch per se Jet in the whoops versus maybe a guy like Eli. Eli's a little bit heavier on his feet, and you could see the bike when he comes into the whoops, the bike sinks more.
Yeah.
The bike will sink. It'll sink into each whoop. Where Jet, when he gets on top, he's so light on his feet, it floats.
Yeah.
And it's the same as what Davies is doing right now. He comes in super fast, gets light on his feet, and the bike floats.
It just floats. Yeah, it looks so good. I haven't seen anyone hit whoops like that in a long time.
No.
Like, really good.
And you mentioned that Prado, he does the same?
Prado's really light on his feet, but Prado is the furthest back I've ever seen someone on their toes.
Yeah.
Like, so me, back last year, I was super more right in the middle of my foot, heel based, which I've been working a lot on because I used to open my toes a lot and then you get dragged on ruts. And you run into a lot of issues with that. So I've been working on that a lot, but he rides basically on his toes.
It's like Rhino back in the day. He's always been the biggest advocate about get on your toes. Like you get on your toes, you have so much more feeling and you can it's easier to ride on your toes.
Yeah, and I don't know, there's days where I'm like, how does his feet not come off?
It's always the rule of thumb too to be riding on the balls of your feet, and a lot of people do it. But to your point, Prado's past the balls of his feet, almost on his toes, which can be really good in times, but big compression, say over jumping or casing something, if you're on your toe, that's a big impact on the ankle. So it's
I've broken my ankle like that before, landing and just on my toes, swapping down.
Yeah, I pulled up this video of Jet, and you can kind of see he's far on his bike, and you can also see his body kind of just get thrown around a little bit.
That's a shitty video to show.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out how is he
the full whoop right there.
I say 95% of guys don't save that.
Yeah, 100%.
But that's what I'm asking. How does this guy keep his feet on the bike though?
And those things are hard as a rock. They have the roller that packs him in all too.
Yeah, he's so sound, just the way he hits the whoops, that when the bike misses, and almost what I've noticed a lot with Davies is, because I've studied a lot of, obviously I think he's the best guy in the whoops right now. I've studied a lot of film this year.
You think Cole Davies is the best in the whoops?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I can compare it almost to Stu speed in the whoops.
It's insane.
What do you think,
especially
what do you
on
think
the
makes him so
250.
good in the whoops?
Entry speed.
For
he
sure.
enters at a ridiculous speed, and I think also the speed he's hitting the whoops, he can miss whoops, but he's going so fast he's gonna find a whoop.
Yeah.
At some point he's gonna find one.
If you're going a hair slower and you drop a front,
you go over the bars.
done.
But
almost like that would have been.
He's going so fast that at some point he's gonna find one.
Yeah.
He's not gonna miss that many.
Yeah.
So the speed can kind of overcompensate for maybe the timing of not finding the right section of it.
Think of it like not coming in fast enough. You're trying to gain your speed through the whoops.
Yeah.
When you're trying to carry your speed in, you already have the speed that you can maintain that across the tops by being light on your feet. But if you do miss one, you're gonna slow your momentum down.
Can also jack you up really quick.
Yeah, and you can't, but you can't go into whoops and then gain speed through them. You have to come in with the speed and then maintain that speed.
And it's a lot of commitment coming out of the corner and just clicking forth and just going for it.
Well, and I watched film, or I was at Arlington, and I watched him going through the whoops that night.
Dude.
And they had that 3 in before. He would hit the corner. I'm assuming it's second gear because he shifted up 3 times in the air on the triple. So he would go second in the corner, hit the 3, shift up 3 times to 5th. I think.
That's what it looked like.
From what I saw and what I watched on film, click to 5th and just.
On a 250, he had the fastest segment time in the whoops over every other rider on the track, including all the 450s. And there was some 450 guys that were Roxon was riding the far right side of the whoops in Arlington, just like Cole is right here.
Too, yeah.
And Roxon was pretty damn fast through him, but like Davy's segment time was quicker than anybody on the track that day.
What do you think about the races this year? It's been good.
It's been good.
It's been good racing like every class.
The 450 class is sick. It's really tight. Everyone's had their bad weekends, and I'm excited. 3 rounds to go. It's gonna be close.
Hot take. Obviously, the 250 title's already wrapped up.
Yeah.
The next one's getting a little closer. It's getting close. Who do you got for 250 East? Who do you got for 450?
250 East. I mean, you can't go away from Cole. He's too sound right now, and
I think his worst finish has been a second, right?
Yeah, second or third. Yeah,
over the whole season so far.
And last weekend, Cleveland being Triple Crown and him going down, like definitely helped that it was a Triple Crown because it mitigated that
the damage.
like overall damage of the one race.
I for sure think. I mean, he's got in my eyes East Coast wrapped up as long as he makes it through the next 2 rounds without anything crazy happening.
Yeah.
450.
450's coming down to the wire, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a guaranteed that Hunter's going to win.
There's 2 people I want to see. I really want to see Roxon win it, and I really want to see Hunter win it.
Yeah.
Roxon's won so much. Can we let Hunter just win this one?
Roxon don't have a 450.
Never won.
He doesn't have a but he just won so many times over the years.
But Roxon's years are numbered.
Yeah.
He's one of the older dudes in the class right now. You know what I mean? That's like one of the reasons I want to see Roxon win, because like ever since he went through the injury with his arm and like all that, it's never been the same. And it's like everyone's always like, oh, he's really good at the beginning of the race, and then he falls off. Well, this year he's been backing up full main events.
Kickstart Kenny's nasty.
Like
I gotta admit,
right
Kickstart Kenny's nasty.
I will say one thing about Kenny too. His on-off of a table for on-off, his on-off speed of on and off the table is probably the fastest in history. I don't think anyone can like match that time on and off the table. Like,
well, and when I talked to him, he's like, I haven't changed my bike at all. He's just riding the same setup every week and with minimal tuning of the suspension. You know what I mean? Like,
this killed me right here.
Same with Hunter in the 450 at Cleveland.
So nasty. He's messing with his goggle. He's pulling off a. Oh my!
Yeah, what do you want to call that? What do you want to call that he's pulling off his goggles right now? Let's hear it. What's your name for it?
What
was he pulling off his goggles?
The replaceable lens?
Yeah, that's what it was. He pulled off his replaceable lens.
Yeah, dude, the lens, the replaceable lenses. The films are just slicing and dicing, dude.
I will say though, like that last weekend also being in Triple Crown definitely probably helped Hunter minimize the damage for how much like adversity he had on the weekend. But I mean, it's coming down the wire. I will say one more hot take. Hypothetically, Hunter continues his streak, wins the title, and builds that confidence. Him and Jet outdoors.
Oh, Jet's
and Hunter now building that confidence, knowing that like he can beat almost everyone else out there, but it's now him and his brother. I love this shit.
He wasn't far from him last year outdoors. Yeah. The only thing that concerns me is when Jet wants to turn it up, Jet can turn it
100%.
I feel like this year though too, like with Jet, with the late start coming into it, Hunter building all this confidence from the year. Like previous years, Hunter was the shit outdoors. Like before they came over, no one could touch that kid.
Yeah.
Like when he first came over, everyone was like, oh, Hunter Lawrence. But then he came over, got hurt.
Yeah.
Ended up being hurt when he got here, and then Jet finally like got his shine. But it's like I don't think you can count Hunter out for outdoors this year at all.
Definitely not.
No, he's got to be in there. I mean, I think in my eyes, him and Jet are the 2 title favorites.
Yep.
Given what Hunter's doing right now and Jet's past years outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be good. I think Hunter's gonna come in if he wins this title with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, 100% for sure.
And then SMX, like that's whole
right.
other one. Like
that's a back and forth between the Lawrence brothers.
Yeah, I mean Jet's taken it from older bro twice by 1 point both years.
That's one. If I was Hunter, I want that one back.
Yeah,
I want that.
All Jet had to do was fall back, and Hunter would have won it, just taking a third instead of a second.
Yeah, but Jet needed a new whip for the friends, dude. So.
Jet had to go buy a new Ferrari. Homeboy literally had a Ferrari delivered to my house, and I'm like, "What's that for?" He's like, "I'm just tired of you driving me around." I'm like, "Wow." You got some different money, brother. That's like some next level money.
I will say though, he's earned it. He's earned it.
For sure.
Like he's like
100%.
Yeah, the kid's so nasty, and he's great at what he does. A huge ambassador. I mean, the amount of things and events he did while he was out here. I'm not going to turn this into the Jet Lawrence Festival, but I mean, dude, he went to all these events, all these grand openings, all these press things for us. We did a huge hype beast feature. This guy's got clothes in Nordstrom. I mean, bro, he's putting on for the whole sport. And he did so much with the Hamzat Chimaev camp. He was a part of all the media. The UFC was here. A lot of crazy stuff happening. I got to talk to you about training. So people really talk about, like, say, things like BP 157. It's like a peptide. I'm sure you take it with the way you've been looking so lean lately. And, you know, it reduces inflammation, helps with muscle tissue repair. It does a lot for your body, and it makes you feel like a whole new person every day. It allows you to really get back to work the next day without feeling sore. What do you do? Because I don't think you guys could do peptides, right?
No.
You guys get tested?
Yeah.
So that's crazy that you guys get tested, by the way.
You could do them, you just can't win. You won't get tested.
You're just gonna get tested and get caught. Yeah, but like, what do you do?
You can do them if you get fifth.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you do to kind of allow your body to have this recovery that it needs? Because just riding the bike around the parking lot, it takes a lot out of you. I can't imagine having to do this.
It takes a lot out of you, but not him.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Twitch. Ever since Twitch got lean, he's really turned into a whole new person. I'm just saying, so his confidence is at an all-time high because he's got hands. And I see him just spending time arguing with people in his comments, telling them they could come down to his house.
Hey, that's not a new thing, though.
Oh, bro, it's all time.
Loves to talk shit in the comment section.
It's all time. But yeah, what's the recovery look like? What do you have to do? What do you eat? I want to know about the nutrition. What you've been doing with your body?
He's been at Dunkin' Donuts now.
I try to go a lot on like the steak, more on the meat side. I stay more, as much as I can, carnivore. I get some pasta here and there if I have big days. Just try to get some carbs in. But recovery for me is a lot of just like really light spins, things like that. I mean, it's hard. We have some sort of like leg modalities like hyper ice, the boots and things like that. And then obviously we have Dr. G, which he is our main guy. But for the most part, I think it's a lot of just making sure your legs are flushed out every day when you're done riding.
What about, I see you training with Joe Cancelleri.
Yeah, he's my guy.
How's that been?
Good, really good. He is he's been a big part of this recovery. I think
I missed that on the that was gnarly. Sorry. Go on.
I started working with him in January, right when I was basically allowed to start lifting weights and things like that. And he's been a big help. I think obviously having a good person behind you when it comes to lifting weights and making sure you're doing everything right. And especially with the injury that I had, we had to be really careful with the way I lifted, how much I was lifting, and really tried to structure everything around how to build my strength in my back while also knowing that I was going to have surgery and take everything out. So I think we did a pretty solid job of it.
Yeah.
Do you look at like the idea of having to do anything outside of the gym, outside of Dr. G, like things on your own, like any sort of meditation, any sort of like crazy diet, any retreating? Like I've seen a lot of crazy stuff lately with a lot of MMA fighters. They go and do these like spiritual resets where they just literally for the weekend, they'll go somewhere, they won't talk to anybody, they won't have a phone. And I've been reading into it because everybody's taught. I don't know if you see all these things on TikTok. There's like a whole black hole right now about wearing copper and basically like electromagnetic waves. It's a whole thing. It's all over the internet. It's on TikTok. It's going viral. Do you do anything like that?
No, I think
that shit's dumb as hell. To be honest, it's all in your head, dude.
Yeah, I just
Twitch. You don't reset. Yeah. You don't do any meditation.
I reset every couple hours.
It's all natural too.
When the
herbal essence hits and Twitch is a brand new person.
For me, watching film resets me because I get so pissed off at like watch some races from last year and I'm like, what the hell?
See what like a mistake you made or something?
Yeah, just like what the hell was I doing? So I think for me it's my reset. Just piss myself off.
What do we think about Joe Shimoda and everything going on with him and his injury?
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, him coming back at the way he did and the speed that he came back was already insane. And for him to be in that title fight and to lose it the way he did really sucks. But I think he's going to be strong outdoors. So.
And I think that's something that like most people don't understand about what we do, or like, you know, you guys racing under the lights with this many people on the track going, you know, 22 dudes going into one turn together, and one person makes a mistake through that first rhythm section. There's kind of like
there's 5 guys going down.
Nowhere you can really go. Like last weekend, like Drew Adams, same thing, got landed on in the first rhythm, and he just broke his wrist, and now it's broken again. And
he did end up breaking it again.
It looked like it. I haven't heard an official word on that, but it looked like the way he was holding it, like it was hurting. And same thing with excuse me, Barsha, like first round, like it's not if, it's when. And like we're literally riding and playing a game of inches, and one thing goes wrong. Like there's a lot of things that can and potentially will happen. It's just right place, right time sometimes. And unfortunate for Joe that he can't, the way that he came back was pretty unbelievable, and came back and basically shut a lot of people up right off the bat. Like, whoa, like how is he going to do? And did good, and then unfortunately got taken away from him. But that's just the brutal reality of our sport. It's dirt bikes.
Yeah, and you got to think also like Pierce, a dog.
Yeah,
first round was awesome, but Joe did get a little. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of the call they made.
Yeah, for sure. Same.
He got screwed.
Yeah.
The problem I have with it is that we go through like all the media stuff where a month before round one, everyone has to go to the stadium and do all this media stuff. We go into a meeting room with the AMA officials. They tell us all the new rules, everything. I've never heard of a lead-in light in my life.
For sure.
I've never seen one.
I didn't even know it was a
especially when
thing.
you're that focused mid-race, like you're not looking for light. You're like looking at what rut you want to take off and land in.
Well, and let alone a blinking light.
Yeah.
What if you only caught it when it was red? You didn't even you only have such little time to look.
Yeah.
So even, I don't know, for me, I don't think it was the right call.
Yeah.
I've never heard of a lead-in light in my life. And
but the thing wasn't even like blinking. It was like stuck on red, right?
Yeah, apparently it was like supposed to be turned off.
And it just
didn't never turned off.
And he followed the rule and then got punished for following the rule.
Yeah. So, I mean, Pierce rode incredible race, and for him to come back and win like that was awesome,
it was
awesome
good to see. Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, and I was stoked for him. But I think, I think Joe was, I mean, if he would have came back with 4 days on the bike and won that race,
it would have been a huge confidence booster too.
It would have been unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah. I think he has a lot more confidence than what people give him credit for.
I think Joe's finally coming out of his shell now too. Like just the last couple weeks when he was out here, just like he's just such a funny dude now.
Walks
like
around here with so much swag.
Yeah, before he was like so quiet. He's just like he's having fun now.
Yeah.
You know?
Hamza Tremaya brought a lot of edge out of Jet and Joe.
Yeah.
Like being around all these MMA fighters got everybody really feeling tough.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a great thing. I've heard you, or I've seen a quote when we were looking at a lot of these videos getting ready for the pod. I saw a quote about something you said about you feeling the pressure of being the only guy in your class, something to do with KTM, and it was something to do with the bike. And I don't have it here, but basically you said like you feel the pressure is on your shoulders, but you like it. And I don't know exactly what the quote was. What were you talking about?
I think because, I mean, it's hard because now, obviously, I don't remember when that was, but right now I'm sole 250 guy.
And last year it was him and Vial.
Yeah, me and Vial last year. So I think, and I felt like obviously I was still, it was my second year pro, and obviously Vial had won the championship the year before, so I was kind of the B guy. You don't really, the way like they kind of look at him, and obviously I follow him and try to learn things from him, and I think
the expectations are different.
Yeah, different. So I think a lot of I being the sole guy and having that like per se a guy mentality for me is there's a lot of pressure behind it, but
there's weight behind that.
Yeah, pressure creates diamonds. So
yes, some people cave.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, some people cave and some people succeed. It's always nice having pressure, knowing you have to do well.
Yeah, you have,
because then you're like you're just on your A game all the time.
And I think that's what makes Hayden so good is he creates pressure for himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He does it on purpose.
Yeah.
He creates pressure because he knows when he has pressure, he performs.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I like that. It's cool because, a lot of people do their best work when they're backed into a wall, and he like purposely does that because he knows that's where he thrives.
Yeah. He backs himself to a wall knowing that he has to back it up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is he going to be able to back it up in 450 class?
We'll see.
It ain't going to be easy.
It's not. Yeah, it's going to be tough.
He's a dog.
Is he going to be a problem for Jet?
It's only one way to find out.
Yeah.
Or does he have to still figure it out?
Yeah, I will say.
I think it's going to take him a couple weeks.
Yeah,
for sure. It's going to take him
I think he'll be a top 5 guy.
But he'll be a
Right
top 5 guy.
Yeah.
Off the break? Wow.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, especially at Paula first round.
Yeah. The kid has work ethic, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
For sure he does.
But I'll say if he goes,
there's so much hype. Like that hype is got to be a lot to live up to.
I could see top 5 guy all year and a few podiums. I think.
Wow, that's a good.
They have to keep him from a 1-1 because if he goes 1-1 at any of those rounds,
oh, you're done.
It is gonna be a long year.
Yeah.
In what way?
Just when he gets that first win, it's almost like because then when he gets the first win, he can talk his shit. When he talks his shit, he has to back it up. That's what 100%. Makes him so good.
And I will say too, man.
So you feel like he gets? Oh, sorry.
He's had time on the 450 when he won the championship early.
Yeah, I was gonna say
he's been dogging it out on the 450, and he's ripping. So like I don't know the work. You can tell he's doing it.
Yeah, all the work's gonna be put in.
I'm just fucking so stoked to be a fan.
Yeah, this year outdoors is going to be insane to watch.
Yeah.
But is it going to be as chaotic as people think, or do you think he's going to have a tougher time trying to muscle his way around all these older guys? Like, there's a lot of vets out there. I don't think the vets will put up with some nonsense as much as these guys do.
The 450 class don't take shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like
for sure.
Twitch, you know a lot of these guys personally. You think like a guy like Eli Tomac's going to let Hayden Deegan say whatever he wants?
No, I think it's definitely going to be a different year of like
because he pushes people around in the 250 class.
He's gonna get some blowback from the guys for sure, but I don't think it's gonna stop him from doing what he does.
Yeah,
he's gonna do it either way, whether anyone likes it or not. And that's like even this year, round 1 doesn't go the way he anticipated it to go. Backs himself up to a wall, goes 7 in a row.
Yeah,
like, dude, you got to chill out, champ. You got a lot going on.
Though,
I see what you're saying,
and I don't like the guy, but it's hard to argue against it. Like,
100%.
No, I definitely see the pressure, and I was talking. He's like friends with Jake Paul, so I was talking to Jake Paul, and Jake's like, trying to hype up all these things, and he's telling me things about him, and he lives like right near him, and he's going and riding with him, and I'm like, I could definitely see the persona if he wins. Is going to be larger than life, and everybody's got to deal with it. Like if he wins, it's a problem for the entire industry because it'll be his world, and everybody will have to live in it. I mean, you got to beat Jet, you got to beat Hunter, you got to beat Eli. Like there's a lot of dogs that are still.
But our sport needs this. It needs this rival. You know what I mean? That's going to happen.
Every sport needs a villain, and he's bringing eyes to the sport, and that's all that we can ask for. And being inside the sport, like we want it to be
as the
mainstream.
Official analyst and. Of like motocross, supercross, outdoor, indoor, and anything on 2 wheels.
So the replacement lenses?
Yeah. And golf as well. I don't know if you know this, but I just recently played a Pro-Am.
Swing and a miss.
Shot 4 under. Shot 4 under, and I took...
Your team shot 4 under.
I took 4th. I played with Anthony Kim and Dustin Johnson. I'm nasty with a 3-wood, and with a driver, I hit
Anthony Kim is fucking dope.
Dude, I got a story about Anthony Kim.
He's so sick.
But before I lose track of my thought, and I definitely want to talk about that. It was in Mexico City. Yo hablo español muy bien. But do you have anything that you have to say? Any weaknesses that you think of his in the outdoor?
It's hard to say. I don't think on a 250 he had very many weaknesses. But the 450 is bigger, faster. He could get fatigued maybe a little bit round 1, first couple rounds, just trying to find his flow for sure. So I think that might be a struggle for him. And I think also, like you said, I mean, the guys in the 450 class aren't going to take no shit.
Yeah.
If he wants to push them around or play games, I think they'll play right back and maybe harder. So I think he's got to be
play
smart.
Some games of Prado or something. Like they could probably do some body English on each other. You know what I'm saying? I'll just throw that out there. You never know. You know what I'm saying?
Body Spanish.
Yeah, you never know. But I do have to say something in terms of like the injury and this reminded me. I was talking to Anthony Kim in Mexico City, and he was out of golf for 12 years. This guy has one of the most incredible stories in sports.
Incredible.
Right? Obviously went on a bender, just tore the town apart for years, right? Was one of the biggest American golfers and probably one of the biggest names. They even compared him as to potentially being the next Tiger Woods. Helped the U.S. win the Ryder Cup. He was nasty. Then he goes on a 12-year bender, basically. He told me there was times where he would be in his house, lights off, 6 days straight, wouldn't leave, just ripping it. And then obviously he comes back to the sport. He has to qualify for Live. His story is incredible. I don't want to go too down the rabbit hole, but he was telling me like the idea of, he was like 200 pounds or something, 250, and Live Golf and PJ were both calling him. And he's like, dude, I can't golf. I can't even walk 12 feet, let alone golf. And they're like, no, we heard you're golfing again. We want you back. And everybody was trying to get him. But we were talking about, you know, he watches the podcast.
Oh, no way.
Swear to God. First thing he told me, I was blown
Sick.
away.
That's
He's
cool.
like, yeah, he called me cream of sun young guy. I was like, great. so he's like, and then I started watching, he watches the sports podcast. He watches everything. He's going to be coming on in 2 months. Getting all lined up with the 4 aces. But the mentality of worrying about things you did before, right? So like Twitch, you've talked about many times on the podcast, you get hurt, you know, you I don't know how the hell you battle what you have to battle, because you're flying through the air, you're doing tricks, you're, you know, jumping off the bike, jumping on a bike, you're flipping for fun. Like it's a whole different world what you do. But there's got to be some sort of mental block, because not everybody could do this straight up. And I'm not going to cabby you guys, but not everybody can get hurt and then say, I want to go do that again. But there's got to be some sort of mental block you're able to fight. And it's not as simple as, well, I just go do it, knowing that you could hurt that same part of your body again, or you can kind of just fall apart again. And then you have to sit out. There's got to be a mental block that you're able to get through. There's got to be something you do that someone else watching this can be like, all right, cool. That's what I got to focus on, or that's what I got to do.
I think it's just self-pride, knowing when you're hurt and you see everyone else out there working that they're trying to get better than you, and you're like, nah, I ain't gonna let that happen. Yeah. Like by the time you get hurt and you get back on the bike, you've already forgot about all the pain and all the bullshit that you went through. When you're back on the bike, you're like, it's go time. Like it's time for me to show what I know how to do again.
But how do you not ride scared? Like that whole idea. How do you?
You can't. If you ride scared, you get hurt.
Yeah.
You can't think about that shit.
And something like, I think when I turned pro, I really realized, because you watch, like, you hear all these stories of guys that have died riding, and we don't have the luxury that F1 or those things have, where they have a sim. They can train sitting in their house.
Yeah.
Like we got to
They
ride
also
dirt bike
have
every
a
single day.
cockpit that, like, if the car does disintegrate, like they're okay in this basically bubble of a cockpit. Like we have
where our bodies
so
hitting the
far
ground
from
really
that.
hard and possibly getting ran over from other bikes like him. Like
Yeah.
he can go down. He has 20 other dudes that can run him over.
Bro, in Anaheim, if you just miss that jump by more than 3 feet,
Like
you're
Barsha
hitting
and
a
Mookie.
pole.
Well, no,
Yeah.
and Barsha and Mookie, like getting landed on, you know what I mean? Someone makes a mistake in front of you, you go down. Like they have way more of a risk of getting hurt, I feel like, more than we do, because they're doing this every single day.
Yeah.
So what is the mental block to not ride scared?
For me, I told myself that I'd be happy. If I died riding a dirt bike, I'd be okay with it.
I think we've all had that talk in our own heads.
I'd rather die riding a dirt bike than die doing something else. So.
Yeah, I think every single
is.
person that rides or races has gone through that scenario in your head. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I
Like,
ain't trying to die on a dirt bike.
Yeah, but you know what you know what you do and what
Can happen.
can happen.
Yeah,
You've
you
seen it
know.
happen with friends, acquaintances, other people you know, like
can acknowledge
people in the
the
industry.
risk.
Like, yeah,
But does it shut off? Like for someone watching this at home, if they didn't know anything about dirt bikes and they see you guys, I mean, what you do is crazy too. You fly in the air. Like you don't get enough credit for the things you do. And I've been on a deep dive of Tyler Bierman videos. When you guys were taking your 3-week sabbatical, I was on YouTube studying. I got a PhD in Tyler Bierman YouTube. But there's got to be something. Like when I'm out here in the parking lot, I swear to God, I know I'm sound like a pussy. I can't get through the mental block of just leaning back and doing the wheelie. I could do a wheelie for like 3 seconds and then I put it down.
but
There's a mental block.
the
Not everybody
difference
can get through it.
between us and you is
Don't
you're a
say
bitch.
it. Don't say it. I knew he was going to go there. I'm being honest and I'm being vulnerable
honest right now.
And he's slam dunking on me like that.
I'm being honest.
Well, let
The
me turn it
difference-
back to the vulnerability side. Good.
Well, the difference between us and you is like we practice this craft every single day.
Yeah,
We're
see, that
laying in
makes
bed
sense.
at night
That makes
thinking,
more
how
sense
can I
than
be
that.
better tomorrow?
That's
What can
a
I
lot
do
better.
different? How can I try this?
That's a
Where
lot
it's
better
like,
than call me a pussy.
you're like, oh, I'm going to jump on the bike and do a wheelie because the camera's out here. It's like, we don't, like, if you throw me in a ring with someone, I'm going to be scared as hell. It's not what I practice every day. You know what I mean?
And I think too, man, like you back to the point of like what keeps us coming back. It like, this is this thing that like literally consumes us, that we're so obsessed, each and every one of us in this sport. We're so obsessed that like, that's how you become great at a thing that you like so much, is because of the obsession that comes along with it. That's like Jet, you watching all these videos the whole 7 months. And like back to echo your point, like this thing has taken a lot of friends from us. I can't count in 2 hands how many people I've seen pass away in front of me over my whole years of riding. And it's now allowed me to like acknowledge that risk, but be okay with this thing that, yeah, it can happen, but I could also be driving down the street and somebody T-bone me at a fucking red light and go out like that. Like if and God forbid that was to happen, one of us went out on our bike, we went out doing what the fuck we loved, you know? And that's 100%. Like, that was literally living in a nutshell, that like you lived your life to the fullest to your thing that you chased as a passion turned job, right? That like, you gotta just, for me now, every single time I strap my helmet on, I have that conversation with myself. Like, look, I acknowledge the risk. I know what could happen, but it's not going to stop me because this thing has like fed my soul and got me right here, right now, you know?
And if that's all you think about, it's going to show in your writing.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. But I mean, they're also, and what you're saying is 100% accurate because, you know, and I use this as an analogy. I watched Khamzat Chimaev train. He's willing to die in that cage, straight 100%. Up. This guy is one of the most fierce UFC fighters of all time, a dog, and he's willing to die in that cage. There's no turning back for him. And when I see you do tricks like on a bike, I'm looking at this and I'm like, you're doing it with ease. But obviously there's repetition that goes into that, and I understand that. But it's the same thing with racing. Like I was watching the race with Jet, and I was explaining to Jet, I'm like, because Jet looks at things and he talks about things as if I'm like the third Lawrence brother, fourth Lawrence brother. It's like, all you got to do is turn around. I'm like, dog, I can't even figure out how to get that fast, that quick. Like normal people can. He's like, yeah, Bear, look, you just go like this. I'm like, this doesn't work for me. Yeah. Like that, it doesn't compute, you know? So obviously I understand this idea of repetition, but I go back to the idea of racing. Like Jet talks about this idea of like you're in a tunnel vision, but you're not, because obviously you're still worried about people around you. But he goes into this lockout mode where like nobody's in front of him. And I told him, well, Jet, that's because most of the time nobody is in front of you. So it's a lot easier for you. But there's got to be a way, or there's got to be that battle where it's like subconsciously, mentally, physically, you're like, I either have to push through something, I have to train myself to do something else. But to get your mental to be able to do the things you guys do, it's not normal. That's why there's very few people that could do what you do, especially this. Like, going on a track that you've never ridden, obviously you get to ride it a few times before you're really competing. But like, dude, it's a whole nother world. Like this in itself is a craft. Like understanding the dirt, understanding the track, that in itself, I feel doesn't get enough credit for the average athlete. Like a normal athlete does not have to go in a cage and weigh out the cage and figure out what part of the cage is more bouncy.
It's the same cage.
It's the same cage.
Yeah.
The average baseball player, yeah, maybe they talk about dirt's different when you're sliding, but supercross, like motocross, like people do not get enough credit for just the idea of trying to just dissect the dirt. Like I literally listened to Jet talk about dirt for like 20 minutes. I was like, what are you, a zoologist? Like, well, I don't know what we're talking about here, dog. Boulders but it's a whole nother world. Like, do you feel that? Do you feel like understanding more than just the bike requires you to win at this level?
For sure.
Yeah.
And I think like, I look back to when I was a kid, you go to Anaheim 1, you watch first qualifying session, and you're like, how are these dudes jumping the triple in lap 1? Like,
yeah.
And then, like, at the level we're at now, you look at track walk, you know how fast to hit the jump.
It's easier to triple it than it is to double it.
Yeah. I won't, like, I'm scared of doubling triples.
Yeah. You're just going to backside the triple probably.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll just jump the triple.
And it's everyone that doesn't jump the triple first lap goes roll double.
Yeah.
Just because, like, doubling scarier.
Yeah.
You can roll the lip, and then you
can see the landing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
But I'd rather, I think it's, you do it so much that, like, you'll sit there and you'll be on track walk and you know everything you're going to do that day.
Yeah.
You know if a quad's possible, you know if a triple's possible, you know everything just by looking at it.
Yeah.
I listened to Khamzat's coach, and he says, like, his name's Alon. He's an amazing dude. He's from Brazil. He's Khamzat's head coach. And he said something yesterday during sparring. He said, like, what does a successful round look like to you, Bear? And I'm just like a fan, right? I'm obviously a podcaster. I'm helping put together the camp. And I was like, to be honest, I would assume it means winning the round, right? Because that's how you win. And he's explaining to me, well, if your game plan was to hurt him or attack him or make him a little bit tired or work on something so then you could catch him the second round, that really wouldn't be a successful round because you're planning on finishing it the next round. Really opened up my eyes to how athletes look at success, right? And I've been talking about this all day. I've been on this whole success kick. Like, what does a successful first round of outdoors look like for you? Does it mean just getting back on a bike? Does it mean winning? Does it mean placing top 3? Does it mean just feeling healthy enough to ride and mentally clear? Like, what does success mean for you?
Right now, for me, I think a good thing to come out of Polo with is getting through both motos and really just doing what I can do.
Yeah.
I think I'm not looking at a result. I'm not looking at who's in front of me, who's behind me. It's going to be race my lap times, race what I can do, and wherever that is, that is.
Yeah.
I'm coming in with a little less preparation. Obviously, didn't race Supercross. Had 7 months off now, so it's all going to be just racing myself. And for me, I'm just happy to be back at the races. It's been something that you don't know affects you until you can't do it. And watching everyone race every weekend, not being behind the gate it's painful. It's something that you don't realize hurts as bad as it does. And I think for me, it's just to be back with the team, with my guys, get to bullshit all day and race dirt bikes is something I'm stoked to be back.
I think hanging out at the track between motos and after motos is probably the funnest part.
Yeah,
just the camaraderie with the team.
Yeah, bullshitting, talking about things, really anything. Like we'll sit there and we could be watching the 450 race and like bullshitting on we bench race the 450 class while sitting in a semi in between motos. Like that's what I think I look forward to most, is just being back at the races and just want to get out of the first round, I think, with a clear view on where we're at.
See where you're sitting.
Yeah, where we're at and the things that we need to work on and build all year.
Yeah.
I think for us the goal is to be title ready in 27. So just build each weekend, and hopefully by the end of the season we're back to 100%.
Twitch, I've been watching your vlogs on YouTube, and you've been out of control. A day in the life of Twitch. Can you talk to us as we get ready to wrap up this pod? What are you doing in these trucks?
I'm just testing trophy trucks.
Putting his foot to the floor.
Yeah, is this the new hobby out of nowhere? Is this what we're doing?
I've always loved off-road shit, just never really had the opportunity to go do it on someone else's dollar.
And how much does it cost? A lot of money to drive one of these?
Yeah, you're going to pay like $750,000
You know how to become a millionaire from racing trucks? Start as a billionaire.
1,000,000%.
Wait, so like break it down. What's the economics behind one of these trucks? Because I first of all, I love your content. For those of you guys that don't know, Twitch, it's his YouTube page. He puts out these vlogs. He's still doing it at the highest level. And I just see you're at a track. I don't know where you're at.
I'm out in Johnson Valley right here where they have King of Hammers. It's like
okay,
2.5 hour, 3 hour drive from here.
And then what were you doing out here? You were working with a brand? Or?
Yokohama, and then my buddy, the Brenthal brothers, brought me out just to come test drive one of their trucks just to go check it out. It was cool too because I just got done doing a race there for Polaris like maybe 2 months before. So I got to go see the difference from being in a side-by-side versus being on a full trophy truck with 40-inch tires, and it's a hell of a difference.
What's better?
Everything.
The truck. You literally hold that thing wide open and you just float over. Like he said, like being light on your feet, floating, that thing floats over everything.
How fast are you going, you think?
I think the fastest I got up to that day was like 98 miles an hour.
That's fast.
Yeah.
Can you even see what's in front of you?
Through bumps taller than you.
Can you even see what's in front of you?
Yeah, you can see. You got to look far ahead. Like if you're looking in front of you, like same thing on a dirt bike. If you're looking in front of you at something you don't want to hit, you're going to hit it. Yeah. So it's like the farther you look, the smoother you can get and the more centered you can get the truck.
I saw that video. We had Alan on here who won the Baja, remember?
Yeah,
and he had this insane video where it's like you can't see anything, but he's also going like 90 miles an hour. Normally, when I can't see anything in my car, I'm just going like 15.
You got to have trust in your co-driver the whole time too, like of telling you what's coming up, when there's going to be a turn, how sharp the turn is going to be, if there's rocks, you know what I mean. That's what's cool about.
Was this a race though, or were you just testing out the truck?
I was just out testing the truck.
How good was the truck?
It was really good. Yeah, hopefully get in one day.
How does it work?
You spend a lot of money to go race and you get a trophy that sucks.
Falls apart.
That's way cheaper.
And deeper than that, how it works, you get in it, you strap in, you put your foot to the floor.
Yeah. You cannot be scared. Yeah. Like you're literally wide open the whole time because it goes off of times. So you're getting from point A to point B as quick as you can. Quicker than everybody else is the plan.
And they're following you in a helicopter.
Yeah, dude. We're not fucking around.
Oh, this was next level.
See what I'm saying? You got to start as a billionaire.
Yeah, that's crazy, dog. I don't even know where I'd get a helicopter.
Not saying that these guys are billionaires, but it takes a lot of money to do these things. Like it's a giant machine with a lot of horsepower.
If I wanted to, I could rent a truck from Brenthal, and depending on where the race is, you're going to spend anywhere from either $40,000 for the weekend to race or $200,000.
What goes into the economics of that?
Well, where you're racing, you got to go pre-run, you got to test, like. housing,
a
like
lot of fuel,
fuel, like everything. You got to have pitch. You got to have everything
crew.
calculated. Like say you're racing one of the Baja races, you got to know how much fuel you can burn before you get to the next stop and you need gas. Because if you get stuck out in the middle of the desert, you're kind of screwed.
And they say with age comes cage, and now he's got me so hyped on this stuff that like I'm also working with players and got a car from players and got it built, and like we have so much fun, and like how much it translates from 2 wheels to 4 based on just like reading terrain and navigating. Like more often than not, any moto guy that hops in one of these things typically does pretty good.
Yeah, if you can read dirt, you're going to be fine.
There's something about like nothing will compare to like moto and like not being strapped in and knowing that risk. But something about the feeling of being strapped into that much horsepower and knowing that like, okay, like if I get a little haywire here, that like I'm not gonna get sent 60 feet off the track and break both femurs. Like you can definitely get hurt in there. Don't get me wrong, but like at a point, like you're fully strapped in, like in a piece of giant metal. And like in that thing too, you get tunnel vision because you're just looking, concentrating. You're trying to see what's coming up. Is there a drop off? Is there a big like drop out? Like you don't know.
That looks crazy.
And that's a similar thing to this is like similar to moto. Like these guys racing supercross, like it's not just you and like picking apart a brand new track. Like it's new dirt and the track is literally changing every second. Every person that goes through it changes a little bit.
Like those whoops look small right there.
These guys are constantly having to adapt, which is the same thing as
what kind of shocks are those things?
Those are kings on that one, and
that's
they're
crazy.
huge.
It looks like the car's floating.
It's what it feels like.
Yeah,
it's really freaking fun.
And then what were you doing this weekend? You were in another race.
We raced out at the Battlegrounds in Laughlin this weekend. Me and my buddy Brad the Birdie for Polaris.
Oh, and that was for Polaris.
Yeah.
Are you like an official driver, racer, sponsor?
No, I've been sponsored by Polaris for years off and on. And then last year I did another deal with them. This year I did a deal with them. And like I said,
an ambassador. And
when
the opportunity comes to race, like
I do it.
Oh, I watched your race on live. When you were racing, the whole office was watching for like 20 minutes. It's crazy though. But how important is having like a co-driver, like a
for desert, you need a good co-driver.
It's everything.
Just to warn you on what's coming up. Like
you have to.
If you're in the dust and you're doing 80, 90 miles an hour and you can't see what's coming up because you can't see shit, you need your driver on the map looking like, hey, you're good. You have a quick little chicane that's going to go right, left. It's probably like a +3, which you can still keep it wide open. Like just understanding and getting good notes.
And that's all based
crazy.
on like pre-running the course multiple times,
knowing the dangers,
like writing all your notes and taking notes as you're going, stopping and like
looking at everything,
looking at it all and writing your notes. And like him as a driver can be locked into like putting his foot to the floor, but then also like having communication from your co-driver, knowing that like, oh, this is right here. We're gonna go like a left 4 and like. The bigger the number, the more tighter the turn is. And like, this is a danger. There's a hole here. There's a rock here, whatever. Like it's all up to your homework based on,
this is crazy.
Getting from point A to point B.
I love seeing Twitch get active. Twitch has been on a health kick lately, and you could tell he is very young. He's doing a lot of activities.
Getting old, dude. I want to feel good.
No, you look great. Hey, before I let you go, I got one last thing. I was watching this video. Obviously, I'm on a TikTok doom scroll every night. And there's a video of like, everybody at the gate before the race starts, and they're all looking at lines, looking at the dirt, looking at the ground. They're with people. Like, I know what they're looking for. Obviously, they're looking at the ground. They're looking at the dirt. They're looking at what line they want to take in the ruts. But like, how impactful is that to the race, to the beginning of the race? Like, are they really doing anything there that's like a value, or is it mainly they're just looking?
It's everything. Really? Starts everything for sure. Yeah, if you start 20th, it's going to be a long night for you. So we look into it a lot. You have to see what's the straightest line to the first turn.
How deep the rut is.
If there's a hole, if the rut's straight. There's so many different things that we run through our head, and we have to do that for every gate to make sure we choose the right one. So just trying to find the best option that'll give us the best chance.
But when the gate drops to like a person who doesn't race like myself, it just looks like straight chaos. It does not look like there's any sort of strategic.
Well, I can say it's exactly what it looks like. There's a lot of strategy, but it is chaos no matter the strategy.
I mean, I'm just being honest. It does not look like anybody has any strategy. It just looks like everybody's trying to go as fast as they can. They're pushing people out of the way. Like, it doesn't look like someone was looking for a certain line. Everybody's literally just
even if you have the straightest rut, you qualify first from your heat. You have the straightest rut in the main. If the guy next to you is 0.001 of a millisecond faster than your reaction time off, and you don't get the wheel on them, and you say you start in 15th place, the level of all the riders, it's more or less you put yourself in a box right off the bat by starting that far behind that many deep, that level of deep riders that are so good. Every position that you pass, the riders are getting faster each time. And it's the level of the, the battles and the.
So if you had to choose one part of the race, that's the most important part of the race, you would say it's off the break.
It's the start.
It's the start.
Yeah.
Off the break, catching that, making sure that you're in a position that you'll be able to dominate the rest of the race. That's the most important part.
Man.
Yeah. For sure.
You should be studying more tape.
I'm just, I look at that and I'm like, I'm looking.
You don't understand the process yet, motherfucker?
No, I do. But as someone who, I wouldn't think that that's the craziest part. I would think the craziest part would be to allow the chaos. This is my personal opinion, as strategy-wise. If I was a team captain, we might lose. But I'm just telling you, I would say strategy-wise, let the chaos go, cruise around it, and then turn it on.
Well, there is a balance there when you look at Hayden. Hayden hasn't gotten the whole shot every round this year.
Point A, thank you. God damn, that's my whole point.
He's let it go, and then he's better as it gets on. But say a 450 class right now, the level's so stacked that say Hunter gets a 15th place start, it's going to be really hard to get to the lead. Maybe he can get to P5. Maybe podium, but
when all those dudes are on the same lap time, with no traffic, and you're coming through traffic, you have so much more stuff to worry about.
So I would say it's all situational, really, of the person and the track that you're racing. But literally, from the gate drop, the most important thing is to put yourself in a good position, and that's all comes from the start.
Tyler, before we go, anything you got coming up? Any video parts? Any videos?
I've been working on a YouTube project and going to finish it next weekend for it releases right before X Games. Will be really cool. And I was just at Coachella with Red Bull crew and ideating.
Oh, how was that?
It was amazing. We had an athlete workshop with a bunch of athletes.
In a what?
It's an athlete workshop, and they call it ideation session. So they get athletes from different disciplines together, teach us how to think of an idea, pitch the idea, and then sell the idea.
Exactly how Island Boy happened.
God damn it! Quit saying it. No, they literally basically teaching us. They're challenging.
Red Bull puts together a classroom to teach you how to pitch Red Bull, how to sell ideas to Red Bull.
They just they want athlete driven projects. So they're basically giving you a structure to be able to challenge your brain to think outside the box.
What?
And that was
nasty.
This is how I came up with Island Hopper from F1 Miami 2 years ago at an ideation session. We just had another one around Coachella.
And what type of other athletes are there?
There was an Olympic hockey player. There was an ultra marathon runner, parkour guy, a skater.
They're trying to get everybody to make videos.
This whole thing was around Coachella because Red Bull has the Red Bull Mirage stage that is basically a VIP activation in front of one of the new stages, the Qatar stage. And this one was around the idea of Coachella and how can we do something to activate that partnership and involve the athletes around Coachella. So without saying too much, yes, that's what we were there doing. We were pitching ideas, and we're really excited to see what will come from that.
They approved it?
No, we all pitched formulated our pitches, and now we're gonna go back to the drawing board, have reconvene with Coachella staff in a few weeks, and basically try to sell our ideas to them and see if that works.
That's all time.
And Red Bull has a 5-year contract with Coachella, and it started last year. So there's still a few more years, and we'll see what comes from it. But there was some really cool ideas and a lot of creativity flowing in that room. And, what Red Bull was able to do with that, you can take that into just everyday life of how they teach you to the literally challenge the creative process inside your own brain. And just very grateful to be able to be a part of that. And the whole reason why they had me there was to basically pitch my whole idea around Island Hopper that came from the last one. And it was so successful within Red Bull and Apple that Yeah, they wanted me to present the project in front of the other athletes, which is an absolute honor. Like, me, when I first got on Red Bull in 2018, I would have never, ever, ever guessed that it would have gotten to this point. And
I almost had to talk this dumbass into his Red Bull deal.
You actually, not you, your wife did. Your wife grabbed me by the head and shook me and said, "You're a fucking idiot if you don't take the Red Bull deal." So thank you.
That's
Susie.
how we get talked to, and it works.
There's like a common denominator of how Twitch talks to us. You know what I mean? But it's all time. Most of the time, though, when Twitch gives us advice, it's mainly good. It's I mean, bro, he's like 60. It's all comes from a place of wisdom. You know, he's been around the block.
It's like that pod that we had with Kalani Rob, that like everyone needs the devil's advocate. Like a true friend can be the devil's advocate and tell you what you're doing wrong, or if you're fucking up, and like Twitch is the homie to be able to do that and tell you and talk sense into you, but also talk the most shit to you in the process. So
he makes the process a lot more enjoyable. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's a grind. Juju, I'm excited to see you back on a bike, brother. I'm excited to hear today was your first day back.
Hey, the comeback.
We're going to see a lot from you this year. Okay?
Hey, the comeback always outweighs the setback. So
amen.
Enjoy the comeback.
Like a guy who's also been hurt multiple times. I love that.
Yeah. Multiple?
Too many.
450 outdoor championship. Who wins?
Hunter Lawrence, without a doubt.
I'm gonna go Jet then. Should we put your house on it?
Jesus. Bro.
Do we put a peninsula pad on it?
I'll put 1,000. I'll put 1,000. Here's what I'll say.
100,000.
Here's what I'll say. But Jesus, Twitch. We don't have that DBK money yet, dog. Here's what I'll say. I think that Hunter's confidence is at an all-time high, but I've never thought from the first day I've met Hunter that Hunter has ever feared or not had the confidence to beat his brother.
Yeah.
And I think that's the one kryptonite. Like, everybody knows Jet's good. I think Hunter thinks he's better. And after hanging out with them for so much,
I love it.
I think that what you guys have to understand, my personal take is I think Hunter has no mental block. And I think Jet has to come back now and be like, hey, my brother was on a tear. First, I got to beat him. I already know I could beat everybody else. So I think there's like this mental battle that Jet's got to get through. And Jet's the younger bro. And I think 100%. Hunter now could be like, yo, listen up, son. Like, I think he will play that game.
Yeah.
But they're both our guys. So I'm happy if either of them win. But I'll be more happy if Hunter wins out because I'm winning $1,000. Who do you got?
Yeah, it's going to be one of the brothers for sure. That's how.
I mean, dude,
like, it's hard to bet against both of them.
There's so many guys. And Eli was looking so good on the KTM. He's gnarly outdoors. But it's just, man, it's hard to bet against both Jet and Hunter. And Hunter was one of the only ones that could like at least match Jet last year at times. So obviously Jet coming off the couch, that it's probably looks good for Hunter. So
yeah, I gotta go saying one of the brothers for sure. I mean, you can't argue against what they've done the last couple of years. So, for sure.
Who do you think's the strongest coming in 250 for outdoors?
It's hard to say. I think Joe, in my eyes, should be the favorite for sure. What he did at the end of the year last year was pretty sick, and I think he, with the time that he has now to get ready for outdoors and obviously not racing the rest of Supercross, just prepping for outdoors, I think he's going to come in pretty strong. So, I think Joe for sure has got to be the favorite.
Yeah, I
will end it with this though. Can you imagine the level of confidence you have knowing that you're coming back, you're Jet Lawrence, and the guy you get to tune up with and ride with and make sure you're good is also one of the best riders in the world, and it happens to be your brother. Like, I know that duo combination has been what's giving them this edge over the last couple of years, and obviously watching it more closely. Thank you, Twitch.
You get a whole new Jet coming in though this year. We got a cocky Jet now.
I was gonna say, but you got a whole new side of him now. He thinks he's literally fighting for the UFC world title. He was in here shadowboxing for 6 weeks with Hamzat Chimaev. Hamzat Chimaev don't say hi to anybody. He turns around. He looks at Armin Sarukian. Armin Sarukian calls Jet Lawrence Moto GPT. They say hi to him. Now he was training every night with Khalil Roundtree. Like, he's got some edge. He's wearing the Hamzat Chimaev.
That was dope.
That was dope.
Yeah,
that was dope.
Yeah, he's on it. Like, he's coming with I think whatever edge Jet needed, he got.
Yeah.
I think he's not a little kid anymore, and he's got his little like French goatee going on now.
He looks like a little wannabe MotoGP rider. I talk as much crap as I can to him.
I got one more thing before we go there. I got to ask you guys this because I'm sure you all have logical answers. I'll start with you. Can a 450 champion on a bike here in America go race MotoGP and still be successful? I know it's a different bike, but obviously they have to be one of the best guys on two wheels in the world, right?
I think it's a totally different fucking game, but
I think
can
it's
do anything
possible.
you put your heart to, anything you put your mind to.
Yeah, you put your mind to it. You
It's
spend
not a
enough.
no-brainer that they would go win.
No, there's no
enough
way they
time.
would just go win.
Yeah.
Really?
It's just,
No.
It's just
it's
different.
different.
There's
Way
been
different.
Has
like
anybody ever done it?
Totally different riding technique.
Villapoto tried to go over there, and there's been a few like
Wait,
way
you're saying-
back in the day.
Like MotoGP, like street bike racing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh, I thought you were talking MXGP.
No, not
No.
MXGP. Not
MotoGP?
Not the Prado boys.
I mean, dude, it's like
It'd be
F1. Those
It'd be really
guys have
tough.
been doing that shit since they were kids on go-karts.
But I will say, all the dudes I know that race MotoGP, most of the dudes that I know that ride dirt bikes are gnarly.
Yeah, they
Like,
yeah,
they're really
they
freaking
ride
good.
dirt bikes.
Oh,
really?
really?
Well.
Really
Yeah.
good.
So do you think they could come here and win in the 450 class?
No.
No, not.
So
not,
it's completely,
not to that level.
it's not even remotely close
No.
in terms of body mechanics, in terms of the ability.
No, it's like throwing a drift guy in a F1 car being like, all right, go win now. It's like totally different.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Have you ever ridden a street bike?
No.
Really? Have you?
No.
Yeah. One time.
Were you good?
I rode one time from a party in Alpine to my condo in Mission Valley doing 165 miles an hour.
Alpine San Diego?
Yeah.
Through the back hill?
Down the Mission
hell
Valley on the
no.
8 freeway at like 3 in the morning doing 165 where the white line, like the line started connecting. When I was like, I got off the bike, I'm like, here, I never need to ride one of these again because I know I'll just get in trouble on it.
Yeah.
But you ride like the Indian, it's the same thing.
Totally different.
What's totally different
There's
about
so much freaking power on a street bike. Like,
It's a cruiser versus a sport bike.
yeah,
Sport bike.
I knew I would kill myself if I had one. That's why I rode it one time and I was like, I'm done. I
But
don't need to ride
let's
one
go
again.
get one.
There's like a crazy statistic about that anybody that goes and buys a street bike, like within the first like week, like 90% of people crash
Yeah.
because they're just so gnarly and they're so stoked and it's so fast.
They
that,
sound
like,
so sick. You just think you're invincible.
We gotta
but
go
you're
get
not.
a Ducati down the street.
No.
We're gonna go get a Ducati this week. We're gonna have one here and we're gonna
we
rip them
should
around
we
the
should
block.
All right, guys, this is our last podcast with Bear.
we should set up a track day for everyone.
Oh,
and
take me.
go do
Take
it
me.
at Chuck
I'm-
Waller or
Yeah.
Willow
Willow
Springs or
Springs.
something would be sick.
I'm in. Okay, thank you for coming. I appreciate
Thank you, guys.
We'll have you back on after your first win in outdoors. Is that
All
deal?
right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Deal.
Enough.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching.
Oh, yeah.
You can go check out the Jaxxon Podcast Discord and our brand new show, the Jaxxon Behind the Brand, featuring everything from the camps going on here and everything at Jaxxon Media House. Don't forget, Twitch's watch is dropping at the end of May. We're going to be dropping some exclusive
Sick.
sneak peeks of that. One of our favorite watches, one of the best designs. This thing is incredible. And when you see the face on this, you'll see why it's going to be probably the best-selling men's watch of the year. Thanks for watching. We're out.